Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be making coconut fried rice. If you'd like to see how this recipe is achieved, please keep watching. So this is the list of ingredients I'll be using for this recipe. So first, I transferred my coconut milk into a pot. I got it from the local store here, but it was a bit thick and congealed in the can, so I transferred it into a pot and I'm giving it a good mix to make sure it's properly melted under low heat to achieve a liquid consistency before using the coconut milk for this recipe. After that, I transferred it into another pot, and now I'll be adding chicken stock to the coconut milk in the pot. I want to use it to cook the rice, that's why I'm adding it to the coconut milk, and I add a little bit of water to that, and I'm just giving the good mix to make sure it's properly combined. Next, I'm adding a little bit of salt to taste, and then I'm adding curry masala for this recipe to give it a little bit of yellowish color and flavor as well. And I brought it to boil, and you can see it's properly boiling before adding my basmati rice. So you want to make sure you wash your rice about 3 to 4 times with lukewarm water to get rid of the starchy content before using it for this recipe. And now I'm just giving it a good mix to make sure it's properly combined. And after that, I'm adding stock cube and also giving it a good mix. So I use 1 stock cube for this recipe. And after cooking for about 5 to 10 minutes, I noticed that my rice was getting burnt, so I came back and I gave it a good mix. You can see it's looking burnt on the bottom of the pot and it's not fully cooked, so I just reduced the heat of the gas and I covered it for a while. Again, I checked it's not still cooked, so I added a little bit of water to it and I gave it a good mix again because the pot is already burnt in the bottom, I can tell. So I just give it a good mix and I allowed it to cook for a while, and my rice was fully cooked now. So into another pot, I added 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil and about 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, and I'm just giving it a good mix to make sure the butter is completely melted before adding the next ingredients to this recipe. And when it's melted, I added 1 chopped onion. I gave it a good mix, and I also add 1 scotch bonnet pepper. I give it a good mix again, and 1 finely chopped inch ginger. And I just give it a good mix, saute it for about 3 to 5 minutes to make sure they're cooked before adding my mixed veggies. So this mixed veggies contains green peas, green beans, sweet corn and carrots. So I'm just giving it a good mix to make sure it's properly cooked. Now I'll be adding my mixed herbs, so about a teaspoon of mixed herb, and adding the remainder of the curry masala that I used before. You can see it's the same sachet I'm using, so I just give it a good mix again to make sure they are properly combined with the rest of the ingredients in the pot. And you want to make sure these veggies are properly cooked before adding your rice. So now I'm just adding a little bit of salt again. Don't add too much salt, guys. And I'm adding chili powder. This is optional. If you've seen my videos, you know I like adding chili to my recipes, so this is optional. And I'm giving it a good mix again to make sure the ingredients are properly combined and the veggies are properly sauteed. And when they're properly cooked, I'll be adding the cooked rice in batches into these veggies, and I'll be mixing it to make sure they're properly combined. If this is your first time visiting my channel, you're welcome. Please support me by subscribing to my channel as I upload new recipes every week, and I'll be glad to have you in the Mogus Meals family. And if you like this recipe so far, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit the like button guys, and don't forget to share as well. Thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing to my channel as well. You can see the bottom of the pot was burnt, like I said. That's why I cooked it for a while. So I'm just adding the remainder of the rice into the pot, and I'll be giving it a good mix to make sure the rice is properly combined with the veggies in the pot. You can see how good this looks, guys. So I came to add more frozen sweet corns to this because why not? So I added lots of veggies and sweet corn again to this, and I gave it a good mix. And I'll be covering it and allow it to cook for a while on the low heat because the sweet corn are frozen and I want them to be cooked as well. So after cooking it for about 5 minutes, you can see how my coconut fried rice looks like, guys. It's colorful, it's flavorful. You need to see and perceive how good this turns out to be, and it tastes very nice as well. I combined it with hot mackerel fish. If you like to see how I make my fish, Please leave a comment in the comment section and let me know if you'd like to see that video. This is how my meal looks like and it tastes yum. Thank you for watching.